Hi everyone, it's Bobbie. I am back to share with you my newest creation from Mickey's Magical Adventure. This is by Echo Park. I had to stop and think about that. This is just the cutest paper. I tell you, it is adorable. Bright, happy, cheery colors. I used one of the cut-aparts and double matted it for the front. I did pop it up on some foam tape, and I made a little banner in the background, and these are all from the collection. There were some companion solids with it. This fireworks is from the sticker sheet as well as the balloon. This little Mickey I found online as a free printable, and I'll include with my cut list where I found that little piece. He's so cute. I just put him on some black artisan and then fussy cut him. I kept the spine and the back very plain. Used the fireworks paper on the back. And I've used Tammy's seam binding for my closure in the gold and the red. And it opens like this. And on the left hand side, and make sure I'm still in frame. Okay. On the left hand side we have a flap with a double pocket, and I used the graphic 45 dies for the little folders. And I wanted to show you too on these. Here's another one. If you want them to be a closed pocket, just cut you a piece of 1 inch of your design paper, score it in half, and put it in here in the center, glue it down, and then close it. And that way you will have a closed little pouch. And you can do it either way. I probably will add that to mine. It just makes sure that whatever you put in the folder stays put. Okay, so that's those two. Then this opens out, and we have room here for a photo mat or journaling, whatever you might want to add on there. I have, in my little pocket, I created these little corner tabs with the design paper. And I have one of the cut-aparts, 2 photo mats here. And then in my little pouch, it's just a little pocket pouch. I keep getting little doggy hairs everywhere. Roxy sheds like crazy. These little tags or tickets came from one of the design sheets, and I just cut them apart and put them on some cardstock. This is from the sticker sheet, and then I left the back plain. And I have 3 little photo mats all in the companion papers, and I did mat them on both sides. So that goes in there. So we've got 3 photo mats there. We had 2 back here, so that's 5. You have room for more here and on the back of this one as well. So probably at least 10 to 12 photos in this already. So let's close that, and it does have a magnet in this flap. Then on the right hand side, I used the, I don't know if this is called tan or champagne or what it's called. She just has so many colors of this seam binding, and it's really, really pretty. And this is a accordion, but it's heavily embellished. So on the front part I have a pocket, and I have 2 of the cut-aparts in there, and I did put them on the companion paper, and it's double-sided, so it's teal on one side and a dark burgundy on the other side. I used the stickers to make a little collage, and one of the ephemera for this. It says a perfect day. Now these 2 little corner pieces are left over from this, and I just wanted to use them up, so I put them on here. Okay, so we open it out. We have one of the cut-aparts here and 2 of the little small photo mats, and you can put something up under there. It's loose right there and right there, so you can put a photo under there. On this side I used 3 of the little cut-aparts, one of the little ephemera tags, and it's loose as well. Then this is the graphic 45 pocket that I put down here, and I matted it on both sides. And it's real easy to mat these because you can use the this part for your die, and then the die for the inside. You'll see when you go to make it, you can use the the large part and the small part. What I do with it, I'll show you. Let me grab it real quick. Take the wrong one. Okay. Let me get him out of here. Oops. Here's that one. Oh, come on there. Doesn't want to come out. Okay, this one is for the pocket, and it scores it as well. And then if you cut your tag, if you cut this a second time, cut this twice, make your pocket, then the second time just cut it off a little bit short, round your corners, and that will give you the base for this. And then you use the tag die to make your inserts, and it fits perfectly. That way you don't have to cut your second piece that you put on it. The dies will do it for you. I hope that makes sense. Alright, there's that. Okay, then this folds out again. And in here we have one of the cut-aparts with a photo mat or journaling spot. We have a little pocket on the right-hand side. I hope this is all in frame. I have a photo mat in this pocket. And there's a cute place to journal here if you wish, or you could, I didn't stamp on that one because people might want to journal on that and not add a photo. These are from the sticker collection. I just made a little collage, and this is one of the cut-aparts, I believe. I had the ephemera, and there were cut-aparts with the collection and a sticker sheet, and then I had the enamel dots. So there's quite a bit in all of it. Let's put these back in here. Then we open it out this way, and I used one of the ephemera on this belly band here. There's two of the cut-aparts under there. And then I have a little insert in there that looks like a wallet. It says where all your dreams come true, and it just opens like this, and we have several photo mats inside. And I used the sticker for this one. This is from the ephemera, and this is the ephemera. Okay. And it's blank on the back, but you can cover it or put a photo mat there as well. Okay. And on this one, we have two photo mats, and I used this is from one of the cut-apart sheets, and this is from the sticker sheet. Then it opens to the right. I used one of the ephemera, a couple of the little enamel dots. This is from the ephemera, and I just put a scallop circle from a die I had in my stash and a piece of the ribbon, so it kind of looks like a medal. And whoop, see? Don't I always forget something? I forgot to mat this. Oh well. The world will not end because I forgot to mat that. But I'll do it. So those go back in there, okay? And this closes like this. And you can actually open the whole thing out like that. But I can't get it all in frame at once. And that is my album. I just think it is so cute. I just love this paper. It's just adorable. So there is my album. I hope you love it. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you will. Just stay tuned for more. I have plenty of paper from this collection that I'll be making another project. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you have, I thank you so much for that. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you shortly. Bye. Okay guys, today I am making a Mickey Mouse album. This is using Echo Park's new collection. What is it called? Remember the Magic. I have put my album cover together, and I used the 3-part process that Tammy designed. If you haven't seen it, I'll put a link in the description box along with my cut list so that you can watch that. Tammy has an excellent tutorial too. It's just wrapped in 3 separate pieces. the front, the spine, and the back. And then when you turn it over and lay those atop the spine and glue those together, you have what looks like a post-bound book. Isn't that cool? I really like this, and it's so much easier to work with, and you don't have that long piece of paper. So these are 8 high, 7 3/4 wide. The spine is 1 by 8, and I have all of that on the cut list for you, so you don't have to worry about writing all that down because you'll be able to print it out. Okay, so I cut a piece of the red companion solid that came with it, and I'm going to put that on the inside of the left cover, which is the front. Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself, guys. Jeez. It'll be okay. I'll just add more glue to it. I want to add this first. Jeez. Wouldn't you know I'd start out that way? Okay. I have these 3 pieces to make a double pocket flap. It's going to flap out, so I need to put that down first. So what I want to do is, I have the 7 3/4 by 3 3/4, and that is going to fit right inside the 8 3/4 by 3 1/4. So let's glue that first. Almost goofed up. Get ahead of myself. I would be so mad if I had that all glued down. Okay, let's glue this bottom down. And the sides. Something to burnish with. Glue right here. I can see that right now. Okay. There's that one. And then I have this piece is going to go. Oh gosh, I screwed up again. I shouldn't have glued it down. Oh, let me see if I can get it off. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. I'm just getting in way too big of a hurry. Okay, I can do it without taking the bottom part off. I forgot to cut this out. I'm telling you, I'm losing my mind. Let me find my little trimmer here. Trim that out. I'm telling you, I'm getting way ahead of myself this morning. See, you see me make a mistake and then you won't do it. You'll learn the hard way. Say, oh, I don't want to do what she did. And I can't really blame you. Just line it up with your little, and cut that center piece out. There you go. Boy, that was stupid. Now let me glue it back down. What a goober. I'm telling you. I've been known to do some dumb things in my day. At least I was able to catch it before it was too late. Okay, glue these back down. Nobody's going to see it anyway. It's going to be covered with design paper. Goodness gracious. What a way to start a tutorial. Probably people out there saying, oh my God, she's already made a mistake. I don't want to mess with her. Can't blame you. Alright, this one is going to slide in here. Just leaving a little edge, like that. So we can add that. Hear my granddaughter's dog having a fit again. And I like to cut them just a little bit shorter than the black so that I have a little, just a small border showing. And we'll finish it from the back. Gosh, I'm glad I saw it. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, this one goes here. I've got to cut it out too. Oh, let me do that. I'm telling you, what a mess. Get my little line in here. Okay. Hope I didn't cut too far. Almost. There we go. Ink in there. Okay. Now we want, where's my other pocket? Here it is. I've got to cut it as well. Oh, that dog, I wish she would quit. She does that every time Libby leaves. Okay. Oops. Didn't get it in the right spot. Trim that out. Okay. Not the straightest of cuts, Bobbie. And the last one. Takes 3 pieces to make this pocket. Even though there's 2 pockets, you have to have the front, the center, and the back, so that's why I'm having to cut 3 pieces. There. I'm gonna have to holler at her. I hate to. Because I know why she's doing it. She's lonesome. Still aggravating though. Okay. Yeah, I should cut it a little bit shorter. See what it looks like. I need to take a hair more off of it. I didn't get it down far enough. It's better. No better. Okay. Now let's attach the third piece of our puzzle. Oops. Need some over here too, right? Let's match up our corners. Get the this cutting board out of my way. I don't need it here. Okay, now we can add these two and put some ink in here where I made that last cut. Doesn't look like enough. Okay, we can add this. Don't need ink or glue all the way down because it just doesn't. There we go. And the third piece is the balloon paper. Okie dokie. Looks excellente. And we'll come back and add some embellishments to this later. And, oh gosh, Bobbie, I'm telling you. Let me get a 1/2 inch strip. You're definitely learning from me and my goofiness. I forgot to cut the 1/2 inch strip that I need for the bottom here, and it needs to be just a hair shorter than that. It actually needs to be an inch strip so that it can be scored in the middle. Let me cut that. And I gotta put this on your cut list too. Now on punching those little folders that we just added, I did not put on the cut list the where you punch them at, because that's totally up to you. You might want to have your notches farther apart, but it's an inch, so we can score it at a 1/2. On the first one, I punched the, let me score this. Okay, I will show you. On this one, I punched the black at 2 inches on the little punch board. I put this edge here on the 2 inch mark and punched it, and then I flipped it over and did 2 inches on this side. On this one I did 2 1/2. Then when you go back with your design paper, you have to go out farther. So you'll, because this is 2 inches, you want your design paper punched at 1 7/8 on both ends. And this one was 2 1/2, so we want it to be 2 3/8 on both ends. That's how I did those. And then you saw me slice it off. Okay, let's burnish this. And of course we'll be making inserts for these pockets. I want it just a tiny bit shorter so that it doesn't hang over. Now, if you want, you can use this 1/2 inch to attach it to the book, but then you have to glue the bottom of your pocket. And the reason I didn't do that is because it takes away a good portion of your pocket. But, you know, you can do it either way. Whatever you like. just right along the edge. We're going to burnish that down. And then we're going to attach it to our book. Do the front cover. And we're just going to eyeball center. What's wrong with this? There. Wasn't in there right. Was bugging me. So let's fold this under. And it's just a hair shorter. And you want to match up the black edges. And we're going to burnish that down. Now, I need a magnet because I don't want this to flop apart. Oops. Let me grab a magnet. See if I got any open. I do. I'm going to use 2 magnets here, and I'll explain to you why in just a second. I want one magnet I don't know where that little bitty one came from, but I don't need it. I've had people send me other magnets to try, and I haven't found anything I like better than the basic gray. And I like the large ones the best too. This. Okay, so we're going to put a magnet under here and a piece of score tape. Make sure it stays in place. That was a negative, so we need a positive. Maybe it wasn't. No, now we need a negative. Thought I had negative start with how much I had positive. So we're going to close this down like we want it to go. And let's put a piece of score tape on this one. Now, we're able to put down the red, however, I'm going to use another magnet over here because I'm going to have these 2 corner mounts that are going to support an insert, and I don't want it sliding out. So I'm going to bury a magnet under here and put the other one on the back side of the little insert. So I'm going to put one right here. And until I make the insert, I can't put the other one on. There we go. Now we can put this down, and it's just going to center the page here, like so. Okay. Then we can put our corner pieces down. And I've got to get a piece for here. Almost got way ahead of myself. Gosh, I'm glad I didn't glue that down. I'd have been really mad at myself. But it wouldn't be the first time I'd done something dumb. Okay. Oops, let's get this off. Come on. Didn't one come off? There it comes. I'll have to re-glue again if this don't quit. There we go. sure I don't dry out. Okay. Now we're going to put this in here. Here we go. And our little magnet catches. Okay, now for our corner pieces. These are the 4-inch square that I have on your cut list. You cut your 4-inch square, cut it corner for corner. This is how your square starts. You're going to cut it corner for corner, then you're going to score a 1/2 inch so that you can fold these under. Once you have folded them under, this one I did with the large punch board. The one I have is the 1, 2, 3 punch board, and when you open it out, you see this center line. If you line up your point with that center mark, it'll be dead center of the, and you just punch it. And do the same thing with your design pieces. Just line up the point with that center line. See how it is? And punch it. And it works perfect every time. So we're going to glue these down. Hear my camera beeping at me. Don't know why it's doing that. And then this one goes on top. I just added the gold color that came with it because the black didn't show up too well on the black artisan, so I thought that'd kind of make it stand out a little bit. And this one's going to go on top of the gold. Here we go. And we'll do the other one. And now this one. There we go. Okay, now we're going to add these to our corners just a hair inside the red because I want the red to show up just a tiny bit. And these are going to support an insert. Remember, I got a magnet in here for that. So let's glue these down. I love this Mickey paper. It is so cute. Okay. Gonna leave just a little bit of the red showing. Just like that. I'm going to have photo mats under here too. Okay. Now this one goes. Let me pull it towards me a little bit so I can see. There we go. That ought to be about right. The fly or something in here moving around driving me crazy. Okay. Alright, that's it for the inside of the front cover for the moment. Alright, let me take a quick break here. I'm going to go get a bite of lunch and cut some more papers, and then I'll be back. Alright, see you shortly. Okay guys, on the right hand side of this cover, inside back cover, we're going to build an accordion. Okay, so if you will take your 12 by 12 piece of cardstock and make your first cut at 7, that will give you your flap. Then from that piece, you're going to cut it off at 7. Well, this is 7. Then you're going to cut it at 7.5. That's going to leave you, this piece will actually be 7, and you're going to cut an inch off, making it 6 inches. Then from the 5-inch strip you have left on this side, you're going to cut it at 8, and we're going to make a pocket with that. So you'll just have one, you will have one piece right here left, is all you'll have out of that. And you can save that for other pockets and scraps later. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these 3 7.5 by 7. We're going to score each one at 1/2 and 3/4. Where's the score tool? I'll be right there, honey.
What are you doing?
Video.
Yeah.
1/2 and 3/4. I always have trouble getting this 3/4 to go. There we go. So the first one, now we're gonna put ribbon down in here before they glue these. I just want to show you. Each one of them's gonna have a 1/4 inch gusset because we're gonna have a pocket on each one. So you're going to put the first one here, and we're going to center it as best we can. Then the next one will attach to this side. Just the 1/2 inch will attach that way. And then the third one, where's my third one? Here's my third one. Will attach this way. So we will have 3, and we're going to add pockets to each one and a closure. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay guys, I've decided I better cut one of these with you just to make sure. I have all these directions written out on my cut list, but I'm not sure it's going to make perfectly good sense. So I thought whether or not I need the 4th one, I will cut one with you because I'll always use it later on something else if I don't use it here. So we're going to do this 3 times. From each 12 by 12 sheet, you're going to make your first cut at 7. Then you're going to turn it 1 time and cut it as, wait a minute, let me measure. Make sure I don't tell you wrong here. I think it's 7.5. Yes, 7.5. I thought so. I want to make sure, don't want to tell you wrong. Okay, so we're going to cut that piece at 7.5. That is going to be your base page. Hang on to this little piece. Let's lay this aside. And from the 5-inch strip that you have left, we're going to cut that at 8. Aside, we may use it for something. I don't have plans for it at the moment. This one is now 4.5 by 7, and we're just going to cut it down to 6. Now this will give you your base page and 2 pockets. So we have these 2 pieces left out of a 12 by 12 sheet. Okay, now on these, like I said, this is your base page. And this will be scored with the, let me get this out of the way here. This will be scored with the 7" at the top at 1/2 and 3/4, and I've already got mine scored, so I'm not going to score this one. But this is the 7.5 by 7 with the 7 at the top. You'll score at 1/2 and 3/4. That's going to give you a little gussa for your page. Then these two will become pockets, and we're going to score both of these on 3 sides at 1/2 inch. Now, this is what I have done with mine. This is the large pocket, the 8 by 5. Okay. I took it and I cut it down. After I had it scored, I cut it down to 7.5 because when let me show you on my base pages, I have my 3 glued together. But and it's going to go in my book like this. I wanted this to be a side page. When I put it together, it just seemed like it swallowed up the whole page, and I wanted it to be a little bit smaller. So I cut a band off of the end that is 1.5. I already had it scored, so I am going to use that as a tuck spot on top of my pocket. And I think that's a really cute idea. So that will give us plenty of papers, contrast, and it also lets us show an edge around here. And we've still got our pocket that we could put inserts in. Then, now that was from the big one, I cut it down to 7.5 by 3.5. And from the smaller one, I did the same thing. I cut it down to 3.5 by 6, and the piece that I cut off, because it was already scored, so the piece that I cut off I can put here and make a little pocket this direction. So we'll have tons of places to put our pretty design paper, places for tuck spots, pockets, what have you. So that is what I am doing so far. And I will, I do want to put down my design paper before I do the pockets. So I will do that, and then I will come back and show you. Now I have attached my 3 in the accordion style, like this. And this is going to attach to the book. I want to leave it loose in the back. Let me show you. So that when I put my design paper under it, I'll still have this space to decorate. Now, before you put this down though, you want to decide if you want to use tabs and magnets or ribbon or whatever you want your closure to be to hold this in place. I think I'm going to use ribbon. I just really want to use the ribbon. Tamara sent so many pretty ones. The red, black, gold, kind of a goldish tan, and this bright gold. And I really love those. And look how pretty they look with the papers. They're just perfect. So I want to use ribbon in here. So I will put my ribbon down first. Then I will add this. Now you can add it in the center. You can add it over to the side. Whatever you want to do. If you want to use a tab to hold it down, you might want to put it closer to the side so you've got room for your tab and magnet here. That's totally up to you. Alright, I'm going to start cutting some design papers, and I will be back shortly. Okay guys, I wanted to update you real quick on what I'm going to do with this inside back cover. This is going to be my layout. But I cut these strips so that I could glue this 1/2 inch flange underneath the plaid. And this will sit on top of that. So when it's on there, all you will see is the cloud and a little bit of the plaid at the top and the bottom. Then when it opens, you will have that. I didn't want to lose that space underneath. Now I have to attach my ribbon underneath the plaid. But I'm going to go ahead and cut the papers for the rest of my pages before I put it in the book, because it's so much easier to put them all down when you can lay it flat on your tabletop. And then after that, I will add it to the album. Alright, I'll be back shortly. Okay guys, I'm back, and I have added my papers to my accordion portion that I told you I was going to do, and I wanted to share that with you. I like to do a lot of color blocking and cutting of strips so that I have more interest in my page. So on this first piece, I have put a half-inch strip down each side. I cut down one of the pockets to make it smaller like I showed you before, and then I just added some inserts, some of the cut-aparts. This is from the sticker sheet. I just put 3 of them together and made a collage, and this is from the ephemera pack. So when you open the accordion out, it looks like this. This M is for magic, is from the ephemera, and then this is one of the pockets that we cut out together. And of course, like I showed you, it was pretty deep. I cut an inch off, and I used that portion for the belly band, and I've got to make inserts for this. And then on this side, instead of making a pocket, I used one of the smaller pockets as a flap, and you can see where I had it scored for the pocket, but that won't show once I paper this back side. Let me make sure it's in frame where you can see it. There. See where I had it scored for the pocket, but my paper will come within 1/8 of an inch of the top and the bottom, so that won't show. And then I just made a photo mat to hold it closed. I added 2 of the ephemera. I had a little scallop circle die in my stash, so I cut a circle to go behind that one to kind of pop it out a little bit, and I added a ribbon so it would look like an award or something. And then this is just a photo mat, and I used one of the stickers and put it on a pop dot, and that'll hold it closed. So on the other side, we have one of the cut-aparts, 2 little photo mats here, and this ephemera is on a pop dot. I took 3 of the cut-aparts and put there. This is one of the pockets and dies from the Graphic 45 new pockets and dies, and I just papered it on both sides. So that goes back in the pocket. This is a little tuck spot, and then this is the back side of that. There's another pocket here I have to make inserts for yet, and I made another collage and just put up here just this photo mat and the sunglasses, the camera, and the arrow. So I'm ready to put this in my album now. And I have put my ribbon down with some tape, some score tape, and my only concern here is that the ribbon will pull on the edges of my paper. So I cut, let me find my paper for that. I think it's this. I'll have to trim that down just a little bit more. I wanted to leave it plenty big enough that I'm concerned that my ribbon will pull on my paper and tear it. So I am going to put a little scrap of, what did I do with those 2 pieces I cut? Here they are, 2 little pieces of chipboard, lightweight chipboard that I'm going to glue down to support the ribbon so that it doesn't rip my paper. So right where this comes, just up under the edge, ever so slightly, I'm going to glue down that little piece of chipboard. I don't want it to show. There, I think that'll be alright. So it kind of gives me a ballpark where it's going to go. Get my other piece.